Hi. Today, let's discuss how to get 705 plus in GMAT focus. In fact, I'm going to call it just GMAT because this is the only version available. So, we're going to talk about how to get a 99 percentile, which is 705 plus in GMAT. I'm assuming that you've already done your due diligence. You are a beginner. So, you're just starting out. You've realized that you need to take GMAT for your B school. And also, you have a target score in mind. So then you would have figured out which schools you're interested in and what is their median score. And you would certainly target the median or maybe a little bit higher than that. Right? So there'll be 6 steps involved in the process, and we'll look at each one of them now. Step one, get this book. Yeah, it is going to be essential. It is the GMAT Focus official guide. You will anyway require it later on for practice questions, so might as well get it beforehand itself. And why it helps, I'll tell you. Look, so it starts with what is the GMAT exam, how to prepare. Again, these things are going to be important. You should go through these. Then it gives you the math review. So basics of the quant that is involved in the GMAT questions. So you should go through this. Then quantitative reasoning tells you how this math is actually tested. Then you have the same for data insights, the data insights review and how it is tested, and same thing for verbal. So you'll have the verbal review. So it gives you the basic theory of all 3 sections, which you should first of all go through from this book. That is your step one. Step two, take a diagnostic test. Now, previous OGs used to have a diagnostic test, so it was much simpler. But this one doesn't have. So what you can do is you can take a free test of a test prep, or you can do, let's say, 50 easy questions of quant, verbal, and DI. Yeah. Now, if you perform really well on these questions, let's say an accuracy of, they should be timed, of course. Now, if you have an accuracy of more than say 90% on the easy questions, that means you've done extremely well, and you can expect that you will need prep time of about a month to 3 months maximum. Yeah? In case you perform mediocre, that is, let's say between 60 to 90%, you get correct. Again, the questions have to be done in a timed manner. Only then do they make sense. Yeah. If you get about 60 to 90% accuracy, then let's say you might need about 3 to 6 months for preparation. Of course, all this also depends on your target score, no doubt about it. And in case your performance is not so good in these questions, that means you will likely need about 6+ months for the preparation. Yeah. Now, how much time you need exactly? It depends on a lot of factors, and I have discussed that in a blog post, and I'll give the link of that in the description below. Step three, make a study plan. Now you know exactly how long you need to study and how much effort you need to put in. Say you did extremely well in the diagnostic. Well, all you may need is just practice questions. So you should essentially chalk out a plan where, let's say, you practice 10 questions of each type each day, then you practice more over the weekend, etc. Go from easy, go on to medium, from medium, go on to hard. If you're knocking everything out of the park, well, you can set your test date as and when you feel like. In case you performed at a more medium or a lower level in the diagnostic, then figure out whether you would like to take a 3 month plan or a 6 month plan, and accordingly you can sign up with a test prep company. Normally, they'll offer you study plans, but you might need to personalize the plan as per your requirements. So either do that on your own or get the test prep company to help you out. In case you are with ANA Prep, you can just write a mail to us at admin@anaprep.com, and we'll help you personalize the test prep as per your requirements. Step four. Now, this is the hardest one. You have to follow the study plan. Do not take a break of a week or two in between. Typically, a study plan would be about 12 weeks or 18 weeks, etc., because that is how long it takes for you to complete the concepts that are tested in GMAT Focus. So it's just a matter of a few weeks. So please try to not take a break in between. It is very difficult to get back to it once you take a break. In case, let's say, there are some office commitments on some days or some social commitments, no worries. Make sure that you make up for it over the weekend. Yeah. Try to keep your social commitments at a minimum, as few as is possible. It is a matter of just a few weeks. Step five, testing. Now start taking full length practice tests. You have 6 of them available on MBA.com, so they are going to be the best source. Take test one over the weekend, let's say, and then put in 2 days to evaluate it fully, completely, every correct and every incorrect question, the best method of solving any question, etc. Right? You will be able to identify certain weaknesses in certain topics. You would have made some mistakes, or things would not be completely clear in certain questions. So go back to those topics. Ensure that you're very, very clear about those particular concepts. Practice some questions on that. This should be done for the next 3, 4 days. Then over the next weekend, again take another test, and so on and so forth, right? You for practice, you can also use test prep company tests, but don't really worry about the score you get on that. It is only to identify your weaknesses, right? Step 6, set up your test date. Once you start hitting about 735 consistently on the practice tests, you know that you're ready for the test. So set up the date and, of course, keep practicing. A week before your test, you should stop taking all full in practice tests. You should focus on just review of things you've already done, just practicing some questions each day, and generally relaxing. A relaxed mind will add many more points to your score than will hustle in the last few days. You're sure to do well. An additional tip: see if you can find a study partner with about a similar target score and similar timeline. A little bit of healthy competition motivates us to give our best in the learning phase. Both of you will gain a lot out of it. So, this is the 6 step approach. It will not always go exactly as planned. Sometimes you might need to go back to a previous step, etc. But please don't lose heart. Don't worry about it. Of course, it happens with a lot of people. The skills that you learn while preparing for GMAT are actually going to be extremely helpful, not just in your MBA, but also in your professional life later on. So, all this effort is going to be absolutely worth it. Best wishes.